What's going on, everybody? Boris here at the Ecology Design Studio, and today we're going to talk about the Xbox One. I called it since day one. I freaking called it. All the big YouTubers and a lot of other networks and companies and TV, they're all talking about it. They're like, oh man, it's terrible policies and Xbox One is going to flunk. And you know, why do you need an internet connection every 24 hours and you can't trade games and it's terrible. And I was on the forums talking with a few people, and one of them said, I bet this is part of their marketing strategy. They're probably doing this on purpose just to piss people off, and then when there's enough outcry, they'll make up something bland and bullshitty like, you talked, we listened, and here's the Xbox One you helped create. And it's exactly what happened. People, there was an outcry, people didn't like it, and then Microsoft listened and changed their policies, and now they're saying, well, you talked, we listened, and this is the Xbox One that you wanted, and everything's been fixed now. There's just a quick download that you have to get after you buy the Xbox One. And people are saying, you know, this is a victory for the gaming community, this is a victory for gamers, and they're celebrating. No, this is not a celebration. The fact that the Xbox One or Microsoft tried to do this in the first place, it's an indication of their perception of the market, of their perception and their goals of what they want to do in the market. Microsoft is a company, and companies are driven by a profit incentive. There's nothing wrong with that. That's their purpose for being in business, is so that they can make a profit and generate revenue for their shareholders, for their stakeholders, for their employees. Well, maybe not so much for their employees. Companies don't do that anymore. If you're in the business just to make profit, you're in the business, in my opinion, for the wrong reasons. You can get to profits just through a different route. For example, by delivering a great product or service. So if you're passionate about creating a great gaming console for people to use and enjoy, then you're going to make profit, in my book. But if you're going to create a console that you want to force upon the market as something exclusive, something that people have to have an internet connection and verify their games and can't trade games and have to buy a new game, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. You're in it just so that you can restrict choice, you can restrict consumer choice to the point where people have to buy new and more expensive content, or people have to stick with your content. And that's the great thing about competition. People kept saying, you know, I'm going to switch to the PlayStation 4 and I'm going to play the PC, which if you're one of those guys that say I'm going to play the PC, you've got the right idea. Get a PC, and PC gaming is where it's been since forever. I mean, I don't even own an Xbox. I don't see the point in it. I know a lot of people are going to get pissed when I say that, because, you know, they love the Xbox and they say it's convenient, it's easy. Why do I need a computer for gaming when I can just get an Xbox? The reason why I would get a computer instead of an Xbox, or maybe even a gaming laptop, is because a lot of people I know just own an Xbox and don't own a computer. And to me, that's priority is completely backwards. A computer lets you do things that an Xbox does not. A computer lets you do programming, lets you do work, lets you create and explore things in a different way. And yes, a console is easy, and it's easy because it's comprised of outdated, useless, crappy hardware that the company that makes it, Microsoft, has no incentive to ever improve. For example, if you play Skyrim on the Xbox and if you play Skyrim on the PC, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In the PC version, you can mod. You have the freedom to explore and to change the graphics and to change the gameplay, to even create new quests and new content. On the Xbox, you can't. Not only that, but you're stuck with graphics that are 5 or 6 years behind. And why would you do that to yourself? Why would you pay, you know, a couple $100s for a console? And now they're trying to force the Kinect on people and all that useless garbage. Why do you need that? Just grab a PC and game to your heart's content with fantastic games and with mods. And if you're not a modder, that's great, but people create a lot of free content that you can take advantage of. And they say, well, there's mods on the Xbox. No comment. No comment on that last one. The bottom line is Microsoft makes a lot of great products. I use Windows 8. I've used fantastic software packages, operating systems, what have you. But as far as their consoles, I don't agree with that because you can't customize it, and they try to make it very proprietary. And it's really not that deep. It is a computer. The Xbox is a computer. It's basically an old hard drive with an old GPU, with everything just old. And I can build a computer for a lot less that does a lot more. So I won't be buying the Xbox One. If you are, that's fine. You know, if you're a gamer, I understand that because it's all about the games. I've heard a lot of people say that it's all about the games, and if there's an exclusive game that I can't get anywhere else, I'm going to get the Xbox One so I can play that game. I know people that did that with the PlayStation. You know, there's a lot of games that you can only play on the PlayStation, and I actually considered getting a PlayStation just so I can play some of those games. But to me, that's wrong to restrict your game, or for a studio and for a development studio to restrict the game that they create, the content that they create, to a certain platform just so that platform can make more money. To me, that's wrong. I should think that the game would be released on all platforms because in modern day, and we're going to talk about why adults game in a different video, but in modern day, gaming is a universal method of communication, of storytelling, of interaction, and it's an interactive experience. And you can watch a show, or you can play the game where you actually have control of some of the choices. And if it's a really good game, it's an open world game, and you have a lot of choice, and it's driven by your interactions with the characters, by your dialogue choices, and so on and so forth. But that's it. For me, that's it. It's just really frustrating to see companies doing those. It's 2013. We're in the 21st century. You would think companies would be run by people that care about creating new technologies that are available to the world at large, and not about, I get it, private goods are by definition exclusive, and they're private because people can be excluded from using them until they pay for that product or service. But they're taking it to whole new levels of ridiculousness. So I don't know. So there you have it. I'd like to know what you guys think about this. Are you going to get the Xbox One to play the certain games that are going to be on it, or are you boycotting it and getting the PS4, or are you just sticking with your computer? Thanks for watching, folks. As always, Boris in your Ecology Design Studio. I'll see you next time on our Ecology Designs production.